We're coming to you live from apnvideo.com at Goodyear Ballpark, the winter home of the Cleveland Indians and the Cincinnati Reds. But today it's home to the East Coast Phillies versus the Puget Sound Twins in the 2021 Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series here on APN Video. We're in the 45 and over Cactus Division on this November 3rd, and we're ready to go. It's going to be the right-hander for the Phillies, John Quiros. They're looking for their first win, and he hits the very first batter that he faces in Dwayne Welty, and this game is underway. Puget Sound comes in here with a record of 2 wins and no losses. And so things are looking up for the Twins, but right now if the Phillies have any playoff aspirations, they may have to win their remaining 3 games of round-robin play. They'll send out Scott Miller when the Phillies take the field, or rather the Twins take the field in the bottom half of the first inning. It's a beautiful morning for our national pastime. Leadoff hitter Dwayne Welty is hit by a pitch. And now Nikolai Brown, the second place hitter, a guy with good speed, one of the top outfielders in this age group. No score, just underway, top of the first inning. John Quiros is on the mound here for the East Coast Phillies. And they are hoping to have a big performance out of him here today. Here's a high pop-up on the infield. Battling the sun is going to be the shortstop, and he'll haul it in for the first out. That's Mike Dreyfuss, the manager, and a special thanks to him for setting up today's broadcast. For some reason, our audio microphones would not connect to our server, so that's why we were slightly late getting on the air here at Goodyear Ballpark, the winter home of both the Reds and the Cleveland Indians. And it was built back in 2009. It opened in 2009. So Nikolai Brown is retired, the first batter of the game. Dwayne Welty drew a base on ball. So a runner at first with 1 out. We're in the top of the first inning, no score. Bring up Tony Rodriguez, right-handed hitter. Right-hander sights the sign. He's looking to deliver the first pitch here to Tony Rodriguez, and it's a called strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Just a beautiful, beautiful day here at Goodyear Baseball Park. Oh, it's 1-1. 1-1 is the count. 345 down both the left field line and the right field line. 380 to the gap and 410 to center field. There goes the runner, and he will make it without a throwdown. And so the first runner in scoring position belongs to the Twins. But a special thanks to both Tom Krause and Mike Dreyfuss for setting up today's broadcast. So Tony Rodriguez with a chance to break the ice here in the first inning. Takes a soft pitch, and that's just off the inside corner. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner at second with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. And now the next offering is swung on, line drive out into center field, and a diving attempt, but to no avail. That is going to score the first run of the ball game. That's probably going to be a 3-base hit as Rodriguez goes in without a throw, a stand-up triple, and Puget Sound takes the early 1-0 lead in this 2021 Msbl World Series. So a 3-base hit for Rodriguez as Welty scores from second base. And now the catcher, Patrick Todd, cleanup hitter. He delivers, not a bad pitch, just off the outside corner. Todd, good power, one of the top run producers for Tom Krause's Puget Sound Twins, the defending 45 Cactus national champions. And he lines one foul, just foul down the line. Jeff Meyer is on deck for the Twins, coming in with a 2-1 record. And the standings in the 45 Cactus division, in their second division, or Division 2, and it's pretty bunched up. I mean, it is really just about anybody's division right now. You got a bunch of teams at 2-1. You got one team at 2-1-1, so you got a great race in this Cactus division. That ball gets away from the catcher. That'll allow the second run to score, and Welty and the Twins bolt out in front 2-0. A 3-2 pitch, and that's ball 4, so that's the second walk issued by Phillies pitching. Still only one man out, and the batter is Jeff Meyer. So 2 runs have come across here in the top of the first inning. Meyer, a good right-handed hitter. He squares the bunt, and that one skips away. That'll be a wild pitch and another runner in scoring position. The Twins are 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position, including a walk here in the first. Check of the runner, the pitch to the plate, and that one is low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. So a tough first here for John Quiros as he tries to work out of a runner at second. 1 out jam, 2 runs already in, and the 2-0 pitch is going to be grounded towards the shortstop. They will go to first. Nope, Dreyfus couldn't handle it, and all hands are going to be safe. So Dreyfus trying to make the play at first base and may have been distracted by the runner going right in front of his line of sight. We're not keeping track of errors in this live broadcast here on APM Video. And now Harris will bat. And already the 6th place hitter in the lineup here for Tom Krause's Puget Sound Twins. Puget Sound, one of the prettier spots in the entire country. Had a chance to go up there and visit that island a couple of years ago, and of course that whole Seattle, the whole surrounding area of Seattle is just absolutely gorgeous. So you got runners at first and third with 1 man out. Squares the bunt and bunts it foul. Now time is called. The third base coach. I think that's Joe Townsend over there. One of the mainstays for the Puget Sound Twins. Another ball comes in. Denome doing the catching here today for the Phillies. And we mentioned Dreyfus anchors the defense at shortstop. That one bounces up there, and Denome, a nice job. And now it's second and third. That'll be a stolen base. Darren Smith waits on deck for the Twins. With runners at second and third and one out, and the pitch is too high on Harris. And Quiros really needing a strikeout right here with second and third. He gets the strike called there. 2 strikes on the right-handed hitter. Ready with the payoff pitch, 3-2 pitch. Change up high, ball 4, and they are loaded. So the bases are loaded with 1 man out. That's the second time the Twins have walked with runners in scoring position. The batter is going to be Doug, or rather check that, Darren Smith. Darren, a good line drive hitting left-handed hitter, and he's up there with a chance to kind of break things open here in the top of the first inning, and a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. In the dirt, nice stop there by Denome, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Darren Smith. And that one got away, but I'll tell you what, I've called a lot of games here at Goodyear Park, and you see that so many times. There's not a lot of room behind home plate. And Denome kind of just let that ball go. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And the ricochet coming back. Usually the ball will at least come halfway back towards home plate. Upstairs, and it's 3-1. He has nowhere to put Darren Smith here in the top of the first inning. The Twins have already had a base hit and 2 tries with runners in scoring position and a pair of walks. So 3 balls and 1 strike, and that one's hammered out into right center field, or right field, a base hit. 1 run is going to score. Here comes a second run home. The throw to the plate, it's not in time. And just like that, it is now a 4-0 lead. Darren Smith with a 2-run single, a clean single to right field. That'll bring up the 8th place hitter in the lineup for the Twins, who now lead at 4-0 here in the top of the first inning. That's going to bring up Dave Carlton, starting first baseman here today for the Twins. Runners are on the corners, and the runner takes off from first, and that'll be a defensive indifference, no stolen base. So again, second and third for the Twins, and still only 1 out here in the top of the first inning. That's upstairs for a ball to hard-hitting Dave Carlton. Scott Archer is on deck for the Twins, who won a 45 Cactus National Championship on APN last year. That's a called strike. A nice little changeup that bit right over the inside part of the plate. That game was played over at Salt River Fields. And this one is hit hard. Center field, long run, dropping for a hit. That's going to produce the 5th run of this first inning and an RBI single by Dave Carlton. 5-0 Puget Sound over East Coast Phillies. Still only one out here in the top half of inning number 1, and now the batter is going to be Scott Archer. Throw to first, the runner is back in easily. So 5 big runs here in the top of the first inning. Quiroz trying to work out of it, and that one is low, and Denome doing a fine job behind home plate so far. RBIs, the triple by Rodriguez, the 2-run single by Darren Smith, another hit and an RBI by Carlton. And one of the runs came in on a wild pitch. Quiroz delivers, and this one hammered out into left. It's going to hold up for the left fielder. Nice catch. And the runners will stay put at first and third. So there's 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Nice catch out there in left. Tony Bonelli. Final hitter in the lineup for Tom Krause, a Minnesota native, manager of the Puget Sound Twins and a longtime Harmon Killebrew fan. This is Calvin Clements batting for the first time, the 10th hitter in the lineup for the Twins, and then after him we'll go back to the top of the lineup. The right-hander facing Clements with first and third occupied, and he missed outside with a ball. So 2 balls and no strikes. He has walked 3. He has given up a total of 3 hits here in the first. And that one's up the middle, and it's 6-0 Puget Sound. Almost had a force out at second base. So Calvin coming through with a base hit. And it's all Puget Sound here in the top of the first inning. Well, we will not go to the top of the order. Instead, Tom Krause is going to add Chet Morgan to the bottom of the Twins lineup with runners at first and second and 2 out. A lot of pitches for Quiroz here in the first inning. Chopped foul. Oh, nice play down there by the third base coach. John to the belt. John coming to the plate, and he bounced that one up there, and the runner from second will take third. So that'll be another wild pitch here in this top of the inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the hitter. Top of the first inning from Goodyear. Not a cloud in the sky here on a beautiful day for our national pastime. The 2-2 pitch. Bounce that one up there, and it's 3-2. That's ball 4. And here comes the runner home with the 7th run of this top of the first inning. So a quick meeting of the minds out at the pitcher's mound in what has been a very tough start here for the Phillies on our live streaming broadcast of the East Coast Phillies and the team out of Puget Sound, the Twins, who is looking for their 3rd win in 4 tries here to start pool play. And I think we're going to get a new pitcher on the mound, and we'll tell you about him in just a moment. We're going to take a quick timeout here on APN Sports. Well, apparently we are not going to get a new pitcher. And we go back to the top of the order, the man who got this 7-run inning started in Welty. So there's 2 outs here in the inning. And Denome once again coming up big time with runners at first and second, 2 out, top of the first. Twins 4 out of 6 with a pair of walks with runners in scoring position in this first inning alone. They lead 7-0, and that one is outside. Couple of balls, 2 balls and no strikes. Runners take their leads at first and second. The pitch, no, that actually was 3-0, ball 4. Bases are loaded. Well, they want nothing to do with Dwayne Welty, and now Dreyfus is going to make his 2nd trip to the mound, and I think this time we'll see a pitching change. All right, welcome back to Goodyear Baseball Park. Ken Friedrich will be the 2nd pitcher used by Michael Dreyfus here. And he will inherit the bases loaded with 2 men out in relief of John Quiroz, who kind of struggled there in that first inning as the Twins look to add on to a 7-0 lead. So Dwayne Welty just walked, and now the batter is Brown, Nikolai Brown, taking a strike all the way. The ball's 1 strike with the bases loaded. They've had 5 walks already, and this one popped up. This might be playable. Nope, it's going to drift back into the dugout. Brown popped up to the shortstop Dreyfus earlier in this first inning, as the Twins have batted around here in the top of the first inning. Four walks with runners in scoring position so far, and Friedrich with that submarine pitch, and he was way outside. And once again, Denome doing a fine job behind home plate here for the Phillies. A ball and 2 strikes. Brown, the 2nd place hitter in the lineup for the Twins, and the pitch, and it is apparently a little too high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. You really have to change your philosophy in terms of hitting and your approach to hitting, a guy like Friedrich, because he's usually got a pretty good arc on that pitch. That time he missed low, and now the count is full after he got ahead of the hitter. And a lot of guys, a lot of baseball players will tell you they can hit an 80-mile-an-hour fastball more than they can something coming in there more like 60 miles per hour. The 3-2 pitch, and that's hit to Dreyfus, and he'll go the short route. And the first half of this inning is finally in the books. 7 runs, they leave them loaded after a half an inning of play. The Twins 7 and the Phillies coming up. This is the 34th annual Msbl World Series. You're getting a look at the starting pitcher here today for the Puget Sound Twins, right-hander Scott Miller. Catching with Patrick Todd. Let's give you the starting lineup, or the starting defensive alignment for the Twins. First base, you got Dave Carlton. You got Steve Kolwitz at second base. The shortstop, Jeff Meyer. And at third base is Scott Archer. Left, center, and right, it will be Dwayne Welty, Todd Tropey, and Nikolai Brown in right field, with Patrick Todd doing the catching for right-hander Scott Miller. So Scott has been staked to a 7-run bottom half of the first inning lead. And the starting pitcher for the Phillies will be the leadoff hitter, Quiroz, with Dreyfus and Geiger to follow. You talk about the Twins so far, 2-1 by way of record as John digs in. And this is the first at bat for the Phillies. We're in the home half of the first inning. They have given up only 9 runs through their first 3 games. I mean, you got to figure at least a 3.0 ERA, and it might even be lower than that if they gave up any unearned runs. So far the pitching has been outstanding for Puget Sound. On this November 3rd, 10 a.m. start time, here's the pitch, and that one almost decapitated the leadoff hitter for East Coast. So Scott Miller pitching to the leadoff hitter, and he squares the bunt, and the fastball is high. As we mentioned, this stadium opened up in 2009, and it opened up for the Cleveland Indians, and that's ball 4. So a very speedy leadoff hitter is going to be on, and now the manager and starting shortstop in Michael Dreyfus. Yeah, we had Michael last year. He was in that live broadcast that we had, the Expos and the San Diego team. Throw over to first, and having to climb the ladder was the first baseman. First pitch to Dreyfus, and the runner's going. He's taking all the way. A called strike and a stolen base. So a good start for the Phillies when they need a touchdown and an extra point just to equalize. You know, you don't necessarily have to get all 7 runs back, but I think if you're Michael Dreyfus, the manager and the current hitter at the plate here for the Phillies, you know, you'd like to get maybe 2 or 3 at least. You got to do something to counter that big first inning. He takes high, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. This is not a situation where you necessarily have to move the runner up. You want to just get on base. And now you got to be selective. If you're Dreyfus, you're ahead 2 balls and no strikes. And he went after a pitch that might have been out of the strike zone. He was trying to put one out on Interstate 10, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. I guess maybe it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yes, he did call the first one a strike on the stolen base. My bad. The 1-2 pitch, and that's up and in, and it's 2-2. I know it. The 2-2 pitch from Scott Miller, and here it is. Struck him out swinging. High heat. Got him a couple of times with the high fastball, and that is the first out for the Twins defense here in the home half of the first inning. I'll bring up the third place hitter in Geiger. Phillies looking for their first win in this 2021 Msbl World Series. Runner at second with 1 man out. Here's the pitch upstairs. So he is missed with that fastball. Both times here to Geiger. Puget is on deck. Power hitting cleanup hitter for the Phillies. And it's in tight, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. We're going to get a quick meeting here of the minds. Joe Townsend, longtime MSBL competitor in the World Series. So we got a break in the action. 3 balls and no strikes on the Phillies' third place hitter. Miller needs a strike. He's down 3 balls and no strikes here, and the pitch. And all 4 high fastballs out of the strike zone, and now first and second occupied. So a walk to Geiger. Puget will bat with runners at first and second. And the Twins leading it here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 7-0. So Puget digs in, slightly open stance, and the first pitch to him is upstairs for ball 1. Twins coming off a 10-2 victory over Hardcore after winning their first game 10-1 over the Southern California Trojans, and then their only loss 6-3 to the Utah Rockies. That's outside a ball. So 2 balls and no strikes to Eric as he tries to break the ice for this Phillies offense here from Goodyear Baseball Park as he bats here in the bottom half of inning number 1. That's too high, and it's 3-0. That's 7 straight high fastballs by Miller. Let's see if he can come back and get back into this at bat here with Puget, and it's high ball 4, and it's 8 straight pitches out of the strike zone, and they've all been high fastballs. Which would probably tell you early in the game it's not fatigue. We're going to get some activity down there in the Twins bullpen because now the bases are loaded. And I believe Kolwitz will probably start to loosen up. He is coming out of the ball game. He was playing second base, and now number 22 is going to be moving over to the second base position in Dwayne Welty. So bases are loaded. Damian Padilla is now the batter with 1 out, and the fastball is too high. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to Damian Padilla. And as anticipated, we got activity down in the bullpen now, and that is Steve Kolwitz. And that's outside, 2 balls and no strikes. So the bases are loaded here from Goodyear in this 45 Cactus matchup between the East Coast Phillies and the Puget Sound Twins, and Miller misses high, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Tom Bonelli is on deck, hoping for a chance to drive in some runs. Padilla had 3-0, squaring to bunt and taking all the way, and it wasn't even close, and that's ball 4, and that's going to force in the first run of the game for the Phillies. And so they're looking good after giving up 7 in the top of the inning, and they score 1 here and still have the bases loaded and only 1 man out. And now Bonelli comes to the plate for the first time. So Michael Dreyfus will be the courtesy runner at first base. So the forced-in run makes it 7-1 in favor of the Twins here, and we're still in the bottom of the first inning. Miller, and it's too high, ball 1. Well, you would think this would be just maybe an adjustment for Miller. You wouldn't think he'd be tiring, but only be in the bottom half of inning number 1, and that's too high, and it's 2 balls, no strikes again. Alberto Perez is on deck for the Phillies. They could use a couple of more runs here. Down 6 in the first, and it's 3-0. Miller sights a sign, needing a couple of strikes here. The 3-0 pitch to Padilla. Upstairs, ball 4, and another run is in, and it's now 7-2. So time is probably, well, let's see. Are they going to make a change here? Joe Townsend had a couple of steps towards the pitcher's mound. Back-to-back walks have produced the second run, and it is going to be Perez batting with the bases loaded, still only 1 out, 2 runs in. Fastball high, 1 ball, no strikes. And ready to go is Steve Kolwitz. I would imagine if he doesn't get this one over, they may make an in-at-bat pitching change, and there's a belt-high fastball and a good pitch by Miller. 1-1 the count to Perez with bases loaded, 1 out. High and away, 2-1 to Perez. Rich Cochran hoping for a chance on deck for the Phillies. 2-1. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Not sure if Miller feels like he might be being pinched a little bit here on those high pitches, on the high fastball so far, but he's 3-1-ing, and that's high, ball 4, and he's walked 3 runners in as the Phillies get yet another walk, and it's 7-3, and here comes Joe Townsend, and I believe that will be all for Miller. We're going to end up taking a timeout here. We'll take a quick timeout here on APN Sports. 7-3, bases remain loaded, still 1 out. All right, we got a new pitcher here in what has been the second longest first inning in MSBL World Series history. Steve Kolwitz in for Scott Miller, and the Phillies with a golden opportunity to get right back into this ball game after giving up 7 runs in the first. And a swing and a miss, and Cochran swung over a sinking fastball. No balls and 1 strike on him. Bases loaded, one out. 7-3 Twins in the field. Line drive and a base hit into left field. One run is going to score. They will hold the runner at third, and it's 7-4 as Cochran comes through with an RBI single. That's their first hit of the ball game, and they have put 4 up here on the board here in the bottom of the first inning. Now the catcher, Troy Denome. Swing and a miss, 0-1 as Steve is dealing pitches over the plate as he is in relief of Miller, who walked in 3 runs, and that's kind of put the Phillies back into this game. Here's a ground ball down to third. Step on the bag for one, and the throw across the infield is a 5-3 double play. How about that? But they get 4 runs and leave 2, and after 1 inning of play from Goodyear, 7-4 Twins on APNvideo.com. And you're getting an aerial shot of Goodyear Baseball Park, which opened in 2009. This is the 34th annual Msbl World Series on APN. Back here at Goodyear Baseball Park, we just witnessed the second longest first inning in Msbl World Series history. As we go to the top of the second inning, 7-4 Twins. And here is a fly ball out into right field, long run, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. So a good effort out there in right field by John, who is the starting pitcher today. So Tony Rodriguez with a leadoff single for the Phillies, who put 7 runs up on the board back in the top of the first inning. And we start the second inning with a leadoff single. And here is Patrick Todd, the catcher. Hit number 5 for the Twins as they lead by 3 in the second inning of work for right-hander Ken Friedrich, in relief of John Quiros, who has now moved to right field. So leadoff single by Rodriguez. He takes his lead at first base. And he takes off, and that one is high and over the head of Todd. And, wow, Denome almost got him at second base. What a tremendous throw. So a stolen base for the Twins. So they got a runner in scoring position here in the top of the second inning and nobody out. Patrick walked and scored in that 7-run first for the Twins, who lead it by 3 here in the top of the second. So Tony takes his lead at second base. Nobody out, and the pitch to the cleanup hitter. Change up, and it floats in there for a called strike. A beauty. One ball and 2 strikes. Check of the runner, the pitch to the plate, and this one's popped up, and this one foul territory. Denome will watch it go into the seats. One ball, two strikes. So the Puget Sound Twins looking to maybe pick up a run or two here that they gave up in the bottom half of the first inning after getting out to a 7-0 lead. And that one is high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tom Krause, the general manager for the Twins, and one of the reasons he named them the Twins, he's from Minnesota, grew up as a lifelong Twins fan. Like I said, Harmon Killebrew fan. That one's fouled off, the great power-hitting Hall of Famer. So I guess when he moved to the Seattle area, he decided that his MSBL World Series team and MSBL team would be his favorite team, the Minnesota Twins. And they have the authentic replica uniforms, and I think he's still the commissioner up there, or the president of the league. Friedrich 2-2ing. And that one's smashed, and that's a fair ball down the left field line. Coming around third and scoring is Rodriguez, and the Twins have added on to their lead. It is now 8-4 on an RBI single to left field by their cleanup hitter, and he has been on base both times. It's 8-4. Still nobody out, and here's Jeff Meyer for the second time. And that one in the dirt. This time it gets away from the catcher, and one of the few times that's happened. So you got another runner in scoring position at second base. Jeff reached on an error back in that first inning and came around to score one of the 7 first-inning runs for the Twins, who now lead it 8-4 here. Top half of inning number 2. That's a strike, and it's 1-1. The Twins in this game already, a very impressive 5 for 7 with runners in scoring position, including 4 walks. So, I mean, if you're talking about on-base percentage with runners in scoring position through the first inning plus, I mean, basically 9 of 11 successful at-bats for the Twins, and that's why they put 8 runs up on the board here, and we're only in the second inning, and this might be their 9th run. A base hit, a clean single, but they're going to hold the runner at third, and the runners will be at first and third for the Twins. Hit number 7 in the first for Jeff Meyer. He is at first base. And nobody out here in the top of the second inning. The batter is going to be Doug Harris. Harris walked and scored back in the first inning, and he is up there in an RBI situation. The Twins are now 6 of 8 with runners in scoring position. Top of the second inning, 8-4 in favor of the Puget Sound Twins. Infield playing at double play depth, but the runner is going to swipe second base. That'll be defensive indifference. No steal. Now Harris. And the letter high pitch is in there for a strike. So let's see if the Twins can continue to hit Boy, not a bad-looking pitch right there. Twins get the 7-run spot in the first. They got second and third. Nobody out here in the second inning, and that is strike 3 called, and I don't know if the hitter liked the ball. That is out number 1. Fine pitch that time by Ken Friedrich. First strikeout for Phillies pitching in the game. Darren Smith had a 2-run single. And he hammers one back into deep right field. This one's going to be up into the seats. Get a wide shot of Goodyear Baseball Park. I think one of the nicer spring training facilities here in the Valley of the Sun, especially with those beautiful palm trees lining the outfield. No balls and 1 strike on Darren. Popped it up, and this should be playable. This should be the pitcher's ball. And the third baseman runs into him, and Friedrich still comes up with the play. Nice job by the Phillies pitcher, and there's 2 down. Let's look at this one on our replay. All right, so there's 2 down here in the inning, and the batter is Dave Carlton. He takes the first pitch. And you wonder if Ken is starting to get into some kind of a groove here. He was kind of forced into the game last inning. He's given up a run on 2, make that 3 hits in this inning, and that's a strike 2 called. And it's no balls and 2 strikes on Carlton. He had a base hit. He has 1 of the 7 hits here today for the Puget Sound Twins. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 out the pitch. And a long belt way back into deep left field, and that goes up onto the upper concourse at nearly home run distance. So again, we'll have no balls and 2 strikes. And here's a long drive deep left center field, and this ball is going to be caught and then dropped. What an effort. 2 runs are going to score. It's a 2-run double for Dave Carlton. 2 runs coming in, and it's 10-4 in favor of the Puget Sound Twins. 2 RBI at bats for Dave, including 3 RBIs in total. So this top of the second inning continues for the Twins. Scott Archer will be the batter. And a line drive hit towards the second baseman. He knocks it down and gobbles it up and throws him out at first. 3 more runs come across, and we're heading to the home half of inning number 7, or inning number 2, excuse me. And it's 10-4 in favor of the Phillies. Heading now to the bottom half of inning number 2, and the Phillies are coming out, and a ground ball to the shortstop. Nice play. Throw to first in time for out number 1. So a nifty play behind the bag, Jeff Meyer. Looked like the Phillies were going to come right out and have a leadoff single, but Meyer had other intentions as he throws him out at first base. 1 down here for the Phillies in the bottom of the second inning as they trail it 10-4. So Mike Vasquez retired, and now the next batter pops one up to the first baseman, and another fine defensive play for out number 2. Dave Carlton, who has driven in 3 runs, makes a fine catch on a soft line drive from the final hitter in the lineup of Michael Dreyfus. And here's that last play again. So Tom Lawrenson popping out to make the second out of the inning for the Phillies, and we go back to the top of the order in Quiros. He walked, stole second, and scored. On a Padilla walk, he was at third base with the bases loaded when Padilla drew a base on balls. So 2 out, nobody on for the leadoff hitter, and this is a guy that the Twins really need to keep off the base paths. The manager of the Phillies on deck hoping for a chance. And that one is inside for a ball. Two balls and one strike to the right-handed hitter. And that's bounced foul into the dugout. And maybe the count is now. I don't know. I thought it was 2-1. Now it should be 2-2, and that's grounded foul. Well, glad to have a good friend of mine and a longtime colleague joining us up here in the booth, and Michael Caratanudo. He's a true living legend, but only in his own mind, but that's okay. Mike and I, about 14 years over at MCTV, yeah. So glad you could come out. Good to see you again. In the bottom of the second, the 2-strike pitch, and a ball hit sharply, and John really battling up there in this at-bat. As the Phillies, with 2 out, nobody on, and trailing 10-4, they gave up 7 in the first, 3 in the second. 34th annual Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series, the pitch. And it was 3-2, and that's ball 4. So he has walked both times. Last guy in the Philly lineup you want to walk. I mean, he's got tremendous speed. And that will extend the inning for the manager of the Phillies in Michael Dreyfuss, who was a strikeout victim in the first inning. 10-4 Twins here in the bottom half of inning number 2, and a called strike. It's 0-1 on Mike Dreyfuss. Special thanks for setting up today's broadcast. Quick throw over to first, and the runner back in easily. Really didn't have much of a lead going on. And let's keep an eye on the speedy Quiros at first base. And there he goes. Nope, he comes right back, and Dreyfuss drills one down the line. No balls and 2 strikes. Dave Geiger hoping for a chance to get up there in this second inning and maybe counter one of those 3 runs that they just allowed in the top of this second inning. Well, a high-scoring affair here at Goodyear Ballpark. Again, the throw over to first and the runner back easily. And again, he didn't have much of a lead. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Quiros at first base, and the pitch is a changeup lifted high in the air, deep down the line, and it's out of play. Beautiful wide shot of Goodyear Baseball Park. We hope you enjoyed our aerial views between innings. The 2-strike pitch, and a foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. That's a strikeout, and 2 are in the books. You're watching the 34th annual MSBL World Series on APN. On our live stream, it's 10-4 Twins. We'll be back with the third in just a moment. Okay, the Twins come to the plate. We are now in the top half of inning number 3, and they lead it by a score of 10-4 from Goodyear Baseball Park, the winter home of both the Cleveland Indians and the Cincinnati Reds. Jeff Lowry with you, APN Sports. Well, there's one out here in the inning. Calvin Clemens popped up, or rather grounded out, second to first to start the inning, and we were temporarily off the air. And now Morgan batting for the second time. He walked back in the first inning. Twins scored 7 in the first. Phillies countered with 4 in the bottom of the first inning, only to see the Twins go up 10-4 with a 3-run spot in the top of the second. We're in the top of the third. Friedrich in relief, pitching to Morgan. This is a good guy to have at the bottom of your order. He wallops one down the left field line, and that is in there for extras. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. And here comes Morgan, and he's going for third. And no throw, and he's got a 1-out triple here in the top of the third inning. I'll tell you what, he really got into that one. That was a sharp line drive. The left fielder tried to make a circus catch. And another hard hitter, and John Daly is coming to the plate here for Puget Sound Twins. Led by Tom Krause, their manager, who we're hoping to see come to the plate later in the game. Friedrich's first pitch, somewhat of a kind of a sidearm delivery, kind of a eephus pitch, a la Bill Lee, maybe not quite as high. So John Daly at the plate after the 1-out triple by Morgan down the left field line. 10-4 Twins batting here in the top of the third inning. And a breaking pitch is a little bit low. Wasn't really sure if he called that first pitch a strike. And this one is popped up, and Friedrich is going to make the catch for out number 2. So a nice job there, and now we go back to the top of the Puget Sound lineup in Dwayne Welty. Top of the third inning. It's been fireworks so far in this contest as the Twins lead it 10-4. Batting with 2 out and a runner at third base, and Dwayne Welty, he was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. He walked later in that first inning, in which the Twins scored 7 runs. He has scored a run. He has a stolen base. Great guy to have in that leadoff position. Runs well. You want somebody that has a little speed, and you want a guy that's going to work the count. He's going to work the pitcher. He's not going to just cave in and start swinging at the first pitch. He was taking all the way on the first offering. And he swings and hits a high fly ball down the left field line, but it's going to find the seats out of play. So Welty at the plate. His Twins lead it 10-4 here in the top of the third inning, defending 45-plus Cactus defending champions. And the changeup stays up high. What a beautiful morning for baseball here at Goodyear. Nikolai Brown is on deck. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Friedrich, who came in relief in that first inning, is trying to work out of the top of the third jam. Runner at third and 2 out in the pitch. He struck him out swinging, and that'll retire the side. We go to the home half of inning number 3. It's the 2021 Msbl World Series from Goodyear Baseball Park. And it's 10-4 Twins on apnvideo.com. All right, Dave Geiger will start things off. We're heading now to the home half of inning number 3. East Coast Phillies trailing at 10-4, and you're in the heart of the lineup, 3, 4, and 5. Hard-hitting Dave Geiger will lead things off. He walked and scored in a 4-run first for the Phils. First pitch in the air, right field, and this should be playable. And the ball will be caught for out number 1 out there by Nikolai Brown. So 1 up and 1 down. We are not in the top of the second. We're actually in the top of the 3rd inning. And now the cleanup hitter for the East Coast Phillies, led by their manager Mike Dreyfuss, and swinging and fouling it off is Eric Puget. He walked and scored also in that first inning. Bottom half of inning number 3. This 2021 Msbl World Series. And here's a little looper to the second baseman. He's got it. And 2 quick outs here for the Twins on defense. So Welty with the put out, or I should say the assist at second base. Two down. Chopped to third, and the shortstop will not have a play on it. Well, the third baseman might have got right into his line of sight. That'll be an infield hit to extend this 3rd inning for the Phillies, who trail at 10-4, bottom half of the 3rd. So Geiger, a fly ball to right. Cuja, a ground ball to second, and an infield hit by Damian Padilla, who has been on base both times. Second hit for the Phillies, and now Borelli. And he takes ball 1 on a breaking pitch. This is the 3rd inning of work. Inside ball 4. So after the first 2 were retired, an infield hit and now a walk, and you got runners at first and second, an inning in which the Phillies really could use at least maybe 1 or 2 here and climb back into this ball game. That is the 7th walk issued by Twins pitcher. And now Perez, and he pops it up on the infield. Who wants it? And Welty will take care of business as we head now to the top of the 4th inning. Still 10-4. We'll be back with more from Goodyear in just a moment. Nikolai Brown will start things off here for the Twins, and he's ahead in the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Rodriguez and Patrick Todd to follow, a 10-4 lead for the Twins. And this ball is hammered out in the center field and playable, and a nice catch for out number 1. So a 2-0 pitch hit hard by Nikolai Brown, but flies out to center field. Tony Rodriguez has been very busy at the plate. Had an RBI triple, run scored in the 7-run first. He singled and scored in the second inning. And you saw the catch by Tom Lawrenson Tom Lawrenson in center field. Made a nice running catch for the first out of the inning. Well, I think right now, the Phillies, they really need to put up a couple of scoreless innings in there to try to get back into this game. Hit hard to the shortstop. Nice play, and the long throw across in time for out number 2. So Padilla with the assist. 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning for the Puget Sound offense. And now the cleanup hitter in Patrick Todd. 10-4 is the score here, and the pitch is and Todd lines one out into left center field. That's a base hit. And the center fielder doing a nice job of knocking that ball down. And Todd's going to have a 2-base hit. That's his first hit of the ball game after drawing walks his first 2 times up. That puts a runner in scoring position for Jeff Meyer. Meyer's reached on an error. He has singled. He's 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Top of the 4th inning. And Meyer swings and hits one deep down the right side. That's out of play. No balls and 1 strike on the 5th place hitter. Inside for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Meyer. On a sunsplash late morning here in Goodyear Ballpark, right next to the Goodyear Airport. Doug Harris is on deck. A quick throw back to second. The runner is back in safely. There is absolutely no wind to speak of here. Phillies need to make a stop right here and right now, and a line shot, base hit in the right field. Here comes the runner around third. Here comes a throw in, and now they've held him up as the ball gets away from the Phillies catcher, and the base runner moves up 90 feet into scoring position at second base. So second and third occupied. And the first pitch is ball 1 to Doug Harris. The 1 pitch. And it's hammered to the shortstop, and it's off his glove, out into left field. 2 more runs are going to score. A 2-run single. Coming off the bat of Doug Harris, and it's now 12-4 in favor of Puget Sound. So 3 straight 2-out hits. And the Twins now have their largest lead of the game of 8. I'll bring up Smith. Darren, a 2-run single back in the first inning. Runner goes, and here's a fly ball into right field. John's under it. He's got it. And that'll retire the side. As we head now to the home half of inning number 4. The Phillies get 2, they leave 1, and lead 12-4 from the World Series Men's Senior Baseball League. All right, Jeff Lowry back here from Goodyear Baseball Park. First pitch swinging. Here's a fly ball out into center field and a nice long running catch. That'll be out number 1. Nice play out there by the center fielder. So Calvin went a long ways to corral that fly ball out. So Rich Cochran flies out, and now a ground ball and base hit down the left field line. Denome is going to be in with a long single as he picks up just the 3rd hit of the day for the Phillies. And a good piece of hitting there by the Phillies catcher, Troy Denome. Ed Pinion, the 10B hitter, batting for the first time. Runner at first with 1 man out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. A 12-4 lead for the Puget Sound Twins, who are hoping to go to 3-1 after this 4th game of round-robin play. And here's a ball slapped into right field. A great piece of hitting. So Pinion is aboard. Runners are at first and second, and here come the Phillies. So hit number 4 for the Phillies. Tom Lawrenson is now the batter. Lawrenson popped up to the first baseman, and a quick pickoff move and almost got him at second. So a close play. And that one is bounced foul just wide of third base. Kolwitz out there. He came in the first inning in relief of starter Scott Miller. .48-year-old right-hander. And here's a rocket into left field, dropping in for a base hit. They'll throw quickly to third, but not in time. And here's the Phillies, the Fightin' Phils coming back. So now the bases are loaded. Three straight hits for the Phillies. They are 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position. And now John Quiros will bat for the 3rd time. He has walked both times. He scored a run back in a 4-run inning. And that's a ground base hit down the line. 1 run will score. It's bobbled out there. 2 runs are going to score. The throw goes to third. It's not in time. It's a 2-run hit for John. And the Phillies are down by 6. It's 12-6. Well, I'll tell you, he just drove that ball right down the line. It got kicked around. That's a tough carom. I mean, really. I mean, most of these players, if not, none of the players out here are used to playing in a stadium like this, and that's a tough carom even for a major leaguer. And that one is a rope foul. And Dreyfus, who has hit the ball hard a couple of times, now trying to keep it in between the lines here for the Phillies. And they got runners at second and third. He gets a base hit here. They're right back in this ball game. He's 0 for 2 in the 0-1 pitch. And popped up, but that's going to be out of play, and it's 0-2. You got to give the Phillies some credit at the plate. They are 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position, including 4 walks. So both teams have come through when they've needed to. The 0-2 pitch, change up, and a shot right at third, and the throw or the run did not beat. He did beat him to the bag. He's safe. Still a fine play there on a hard hit ball by Dreyfus. Scott Archer with a fine play. So Michael Dreyfus was robbed on a sensational play by Scott Archer at third base. Dave Geiger has walked and scored, and he is flied out. Change up low. Still second and third. Geiger does not get cheated at the plate as he fouls that one straight back. And this is really, I think, a pivotal moment in this ball game. We are approximately an hour and 30, about an hour and 32 minutes into this game. And, of course, they do have a 3-hour time limit. That's low for a ball. Two balls and one strike, and the right-hander delivers, and this one's lifted in the air back of shortstop. Who wants it? The shortstop drifts out. He will make the catch to retire the side. Jeff Meyer with a nice play as we now head to the top of the 5th inning. And the complexion of this game has changed a little bit. 12-6 from Goodyear. The Twins from Puget Sound on top. Heading now to the top of inning number 5, and we've got the Puget Sound Twins and the East Coast Phillies battling from Goodyear. Ball. Dave Carlton will start things off. Dave has had a big day at the plate. He's had 2 hits, 2 RBI at bats as he gets out in front, 2 balls and no strikes here. An RBI single back in the first inning and a 2-run double in his at bat in the second inning. Twins with 7 in the first, 3 in the second, and 2 more in the fourth inning, and they have put 12 runs up on the board. Kent Friedrich is now in his 5th inning of work of relief for the East Coast Phillies. Pretty good hack right there. That'll run the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 5th inning. Puget Sound Twins at the plate, and that one is going to be grounded towards their shortstop and picked up there nicely. The throw across in time for out number 1. So Michael Dreyfus back at shortstop and getting the job done for the East Coast Phillies, who desperately need to put up a couple of zeros on the board. So Scott Archer will be the batter with 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the 5th inning. It's our trivia question inning. What major league pitcher is the only pitcher in baseball history to lead the league in complete games in both the National League and the American League in the same year? He led the league in complete games in both leagues in the same year. Only one pitcher, only one time it's ever happened. Hammered to straightaway center field, hit well, and a nice catch. So Lawrenson continues to play stellar out in center field, and there's 2 down here in the inning. Now, this was a scenario last inning for the Phillies defense. They got the first 2 men out, as Friedrich has set down 3 in a row and delivers ball 1. Calvin drove in a run with a base hit in the first inning, and he is bounced out 4-3. High fly ball into left field, and this is playable, and a 1-2-3 inning. Great job by the Fightin' Phils. They finally get that 0 up on the board, and we are halfway through this morning affair. And a good job of pitching and good defense by the Fightin' Phils. They trail 12-6 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. All right, we go now to the bottom half of inning number 5 here from Goodyear Baseball Park. A 6-run lead for the Twins. They come out on defense. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters here for the East Coast Phillies. First pitch is low for ball 1. Puget has walked and scored. He is grounded out. So he's 0 for 1 with a walk. And a 12-6 lead for the Twins as the Phillies bat here in the bottom half of inning number 5. And this one softly hit. Could be trouble. Long run for the shortstop. And I don't know if he would have thrown him out anyway. I think you got to give him maybe an infield hit. That ball was just hit too slowly. And so the leadoff hitter is aboard here as the Phillies trying to fight back and get back into this ball game down by 6. I'll bring up Damian. Padilla walked in a run his first time up as he takes ball 1. He has walked in a run. He is singled in 2 tries. Chopped foul at the plate. Evens the count at 1-1. Steve Kolwitz, another inning of work, his 5th inning of work. In fact, both current pitchers came in relief in the first inning when we saw 10 runs come across the plate between the 2 teams. And a chopping ball, fair, down to third. He bobbled it once, and now the throw still in time. And they'll get the fielder's choice. So 1 down here in the inning. And Tony Bonelli will dig in here for Michael Dreyfus and his East Coast Phillies, who trail it 12-6 here in the bottom half of inning number 5. We got a courtesy runner at first base for the Phillies. That's going to be Dave Geiger, the third baseman. No balls and 1 strike. Bonelli has walked twice. He drove in a run with one of those walks, and he hits one softly down to third. Gobbled up there. Nice play. They'll go second 1. The throw on to first is not in time. So good hustle down the line by Tom Borelli. 2 are out here in the home half of the inning. Nice job by Scott Archer down at the hot corner for the Twins. Two down and a pop-up on the first pitch swinging, and Archer's got it, and that'll take care of the Phillies offense here in the home half of the fifth inning. We head to the sixth. Good inning for Archer defensively, and the Twins still lead 12-6 on APN. Hey, getting a look at the relief pitcher, Ken Friedrich, who came in back in the first inning and has tried to settle things down here after a 7-run first, but the lead is 6. As the Twins come to the plate, they failed to score only in the third and fifth inning as we go to the top of the sixth inning here from Goodyear Baseball Park. Morgan to lead things off, and the first pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1. He's walked and tripled. And taken for a ball, 1 strike. Now, the half inning that we missed, we did pick up everything but the first batter on tape, so we can try to insert that or put it at the back of the YouTube clip. And the ball gets away, and Morgan is on base for now the third time. So that'll be an error on the third baseman. Leadoff hitter is aboard for the Twins here in the top of the sixth inning. Adrian Brockway added to the bottom of the order here for the Twins, batting for the first time, takes ball one. So let's see what 23 can do. Seen Adrian on APN a few times down through the years. He chops one up the line, but that's a foul ball, and it's 1 strike on the added hitter to the bottom of the order, and Adrian Brockway. Well, Mike, you're a baseball fan. Any ideas on who's led the National League and American League in the same year in complete games? It was a low number. And obviously the guy was traded near the midway part of the season.
I think I got it.
Yeah?
Randy Johnson. My guess.
Randy Johnson. That would be a negatory.
Was traded from the American League to the National League, though.
That's a swing and a miss. Yeah, he went to the Astros, but actually that's a good guess. That's a pretty good guess because he got to the Astros and went like 9-1. This happened in 2008, and a future Hall of Famer who just recently retired. As Adrian Brockway up there, the pitch and a swing and a miss, and Friedrich has his second strikeout of the ball game. So we go back to the top of the order, and Dwayne Welty. Dwayne Welty up there. He has walked and scored. He has walked again and struck out. Versatile player on this roster as the runner goes, and he lines one down the line, but it's out of play. There you go. CC Sabathia is the answer to our trivia question. In 2008, as a member of the Cleveland Indians, CC went 6-8. He had a 3.63 ERA and finished with 2 complete games, then playing with the American League Cleveland Indians. Those 2 complete games was tied with 7 other players for the most complete games for the entire season. He goes to Milwaukee and tears it up. Finishes the season after being traded in I think it was like mid-July. He goes 11-2 with a 165 earned run average. High fly ball, left field. This is playable. And Welty is retired for out number 2. So Tom Bonelli makes the catch out in left field to take care of Dwayne Welty. 2 down for Nikolai Brown, who is looking for his first hit of the ball game. So he goes 11-2 with the Milwaukee Brewers. He compiled 3 complete games, which tied him with teammate Ben Sheets, big, tall right-hander. And the rest was history. And those 3 complete games led the league. Now, if you got 2 for the whole season, that probably will lead the league. You might be lucky to see. You're going to get to a point where you're never going to see a complete game at the rate Major League Baseball is going now. You know, and I kind of like seeing guys complete. You know, well, it's all about the relievers. Sounds like we're being invaded here. That's the loudest airplane, as this one's chopped foul at the plate. Yeah, it's
like a transformer.
it might be a transformer. 12-6, 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch. That got him. First time that Brown is on, and that's not the way he wanted that to happen. And so now Rodriguez will come to the plate with runners at first and second, 2 out. So Tony Rodriguez is 2 for 3. He had a triple and a run scored and an RBI back in the first. Run scored after he singled in the second inning. And he grounded to shortstop his last time up. 2 for 3. And he pops it up. Second baseman is under it. He's calling for it, struggling, fighting the sun and the high sky, and he hauls it in. Nice job by the second baseman of the Phils. And we are now heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still 12-6 in favor of the Puget Sound Twins. This is the 2021 MSBL World Series. This is APN. Alongside Mike Caratenuto, Jeff Lowry back here from the ballpark, Goodyear Baseball Park out here in Goodyear, Arizona. 12-6 lead for the team out in the field in the Puget Sound Twins. Rich Cochran, the catcher, is now playing shortstop, and he hits one to shortstop. Fielded there, long throw across in time for out number 1. Well, so far a pretty good game for 33. Jeff Meyer has made, I think, all the plays that have been hit to him so far in this contest. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Phillies. And Tony Denham, the catcher, line drive, center field, base hit. Clean single to center field by the backstop of the Phillies. That's hit number 8. So he is at first base. No courtesy runner for him. And so with 1 out and 1 on, the next hitter up here for the Fightin' Phils is Mike Vasquez, the 10A hitter. And Michael Dreyfus's starting lineup here for the Phils, who trail it 12-6 with 1 out and a runner at first base, bottom of the 6th inning. Here's one I know you don't know, Mike. Do you know who the only player in Major League Baseball history, I just found this out, with a walk-off grand slam home run inside the park variety? Ground ball shortstop, second one, throw it on to first, and that's a double play. How about that? 4-6 to 4-3, and just like that, the inning is over. We're heading to the 7th inning. Pretty snazzy play out there by the Keystone combination. And it's still 12-6 from Goodyear Ballpark. The Twins on top. Patrick Todd will lead things off here for the Twins as we go to the top half of inning number 7 here. We're in the 45 and over Cactus Division of the 34th Annual Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series. Top of the 7th inning. Twins got 10 runs in those first 2 innings, including 7 in the top of the first, and they have led the entire way. Todd takes a strike. It's 0-1. Todd has walked and scored, singled and scored. Drove in a run in the second with that single. And he takes a ball 1-1. And then doubled and scored again. So a perfect day at the plate for Todd. And a ground ball, base hit, and the perfect day continues for Patrick Todd. "13 hits in total now for the Puget Sound Twins. That's most likely an F-15 that you hear in the background from local Luke Air Force Base. And the batter is shortstop Jeff Meyer. So 13 hits to go along with the 12 runs. Not a bad-looking pitch, but just off the outside part of the plate. Ken Friedrich in his 7th inning of relief work, and you got to tip your cap to both the current pitchers, Friedrich and Kolwitz. That is hit down the line, and will this stay up for the right fielder? He makes a running catch. What a tremendous play. That might be our Marucci big play of the day. How about that by John Quiroz? And they double off the runner at first base, and there's 2 down. Nine to 3 double play, 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. The batter is going to be Doug Harris. First pitch, ball 1. Harris has a 2-run single, a walk. He is 1 for 2. He's up there with 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning with the Twins leading at 12-6. Just foul, third base side. Had a 2-run single back in the 4th inning. Ken Friedrich in his 7th inning of relief. This would be, if he can get out of this inning unscathed, his 3rd consecutive shutout inning, and this one is driven just foul. Hit hard. Couple of strikes on Doug Harris. And Friedrich misses outside with the ball. Couple of hard hit foul balls here by 6th place hitter Doug Harris. That was a sensational play by the Phillies right fielder a moment ago, and then doubling off the runner at first base. That's ball 4. So a 2-out walk will extend the inning, as the Twins will now bring up left-handed hitting Darren Smith, who has doubled in 2 back in the first inning. He has popped out. He has flied to right field. Runner is back safely at first base. The Twins are 9 of 17 with runners in scoring position in this game. They have walked 5 times with runners in scoring position in this game. There goes the runner on an off-speed pitch, and the throwdown not in time. Not much of a chance for your catcher on that pitch. And obviously a good pitch to run on if you're Doug Harris. So Darren Smith now up there with a runner in scoring position at second base. Trying to add on to a 6-run top of the 7th inning lead, and that's taken for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Top of the 7th inning from Goodyear Baseball Park. The Twins, the defending 45 Cactus National champions. And here's a drive hit back into left field, and it's going to be caught. Another web gem. Lawrenson, he's played a nice left field here for the Phillies. And we go to the 7th inning stretch here from Goodyear Ballpark. Still, the Phillies trailing the Twins 12-6. Well, the man who made the last out in the top of the inning is the first guy up here, and he chops one out in front of the plate where the pitcher fires on to first. And did he get him? He did, and there's one down. A nice job by Steve, and I'll tell you, he's done a nice job since coming in back in the first inning. As we mentioned, both pitchers in their 7th inning of relief in this game and eating up a lot of innings, and that's exactly what you need out of, especially Game 4 of a 6-game pool play or round robin, whatever you want to call it. As we go back to the Phillies' top of the lineup, Lawrenson is retired, and here's John. John had our Marucci big play of the day. You can go to the Marucci bats display. They are in the first the pitch, 2-0. They are down the left field line at Tempe Diablo Stadium on the concourse. Marucci honor the game. So watch for that Marucci big play of the day, and we'll probably post that. We'll probably post it up there tonight. John has been on base all 3 times, a pair of walks, 2 RBIs, a 2-run double his last time up. And he sends this when he scorches it to center field, and we got another Marucci play of the day. Calvin in center field. Check it out on the replay, and I'll tell you, he had a long ways to go. And we'll probably throw that one in along with John's catch in right field. Outstanding job. 2 down. 2 down in the inning. And Dreyfus at the plate. Michael looking for his first hit. Talented shortstop for the East Coast Phillies. Trying to get something going against Steve Kolwitz. And a high fly ball fouling out of play. He's made tremendous contact in this game. I mean, if he could keep it between the lines here, I think he would have had a big day at the plate. But he's 0 for 3 looking for his first hit. And that ball is going to be overthrown, and Dreyfus has reached. So Dreyfus is aboard. There'll be an error on the shortstop. So that extends the inning, and now getting into the heart of the Phillies lineup. 3 and 4 coming up if they do, as this one is off the glove. Here's the shortstop, and throw to second. Got him. What a play. A 1-6-3 put out at second. Jeff Meyer, I mean, he had the wherewithal to even come up with that play. It had a lot of spin on it, a lot of English. And get it over to Welty as second baseman. A tremendous play to retire the side. Still 12-6 Twins. We go to the 8th. Back here at Goodyear Baseball Park from the 45 and over Cactus Division World Series, Msbl, and alongside Mike Caratanudo, Jeff Lowry. 10 runs come across the plate for the Puget Sound Twins, the defending 45 and over national champions. And one of the big offensive heroes here today has been Dave Carlton. He's driven in threes, had 2 RBI at-bats, and he'll lead things off as Kent Friedrich is in his 8th inning of relief. This is just uncommon to see something like this. Eating up a lot of innings here. I know the Phillies come in with an 0-3 record and going to need a nice comeback to avoid their 4th straight loss, but, you know, Michael Dreyfus still has to balance out his pitching staff. He's got to budget the innings, and what Friedrich has done here today has been sensational for the Phillies. I was getting ready to ask you a few innings ago, the only player in baseball history to have a walk-off inside the park grand slam home run, as that one is out of play to the left side. Hall of Famer, too. Played in the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Willie Mays.
Close. Probably in terms of defense, a guy that probably rivaled him. Died in a plane wreck. Roberto Clemente. Yeah. Yeah. Spent his entire career with the Pittsburgh Pirates, got 3,000 hits, and that's ball 4. So Dave is on again. Three out of 4 times Dave Carlton has been on base. And now the third baseman is Scott Archer, who's done a nice job down at the hot corner defensively for Tom Krause's team. First pitch is a called strike, 0-1. Roberto Clemente, of course, I didn't see him play, but I mean, just one of those favorite players you have, of those players you didn't see. Way outside.
Was a mainstay on the old Home Run Derby. Remember that show?
Yes, he was.
Not that we saw it live, but I saw the replays of Home Run. Harmon Killebrew.
I know it. A lot of guys, Mays and Aaron, a lot of the top hitters. That's a base hit center field. Clean single up the middle, and runners will be now at first and second. Well, you take a look at the replay, and that's just a good piece of hitting that time. Archer just going with the pitch, hitting it back up the middle, and not trying to do too much with the pitch. And now runners are at first and second with nobody out, and here's Calvin. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Still 12-6 Twins, looking to go to 3-1 by way of record in this tournament. Chop foul. And he is the co-recipient of our Marucci big play of the day with that great diving catch out in center field. Nobody out. One ball and one strike on the right-handed hitter. He's got good speed. Starting center fielder here for the Twins. That is outside to Nome with a great stop, 2-1. Actually, I think Todd started the game in center field for the Twins. Friedrich, the right-hander on the mound in his 8th inning of work. And this one is lifted back a shortstop. Long run. They were playing a little too deep maybe. And now the throw will go to third, and it's not in time. Bases loaded. So the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the top of the 8th inning. Second hit of the day for Calvin. And the 15th hit of the day for the Twins. Phil's now 10 for 18 with runners in scoring position in this game. Change up, taken high, ball 1 for Morgan. '53-year-old Chet Morgan at the plate has a triple to his credit. And pops this one up out of play. Morgan has walked, tripled, and reached on an error. 12-6 Twins, but they got the bases loaded, nobody out. Friedrich has thrown 3 consecutive scoreless innings in relief here for the Phillies. And that one is lined down the line. Just a fair ball. A fair ball, and 2 runs are going to score, and Morgan heading to second. He is coming to third, and the throw will not be in time. It's a base-clearing triple for Chet Morgan, 53 years young. That is his second triple of the day. And now the Phillies lead it 15-6. And he gets a glad hand from his third base coach, Joe Townsend, who probably should be in the Msbl World Series Hall of Fame. Should be. And now Tom batting for the first time. Tom Krause, the manager, wears the number 3. Do I have to tell you why he wears number 3? Harmon Killebrew's number. Killerbrew. And a roller up the first base line. The run will score, and Tom gets the RBI coming off the bench. A 4-run inning. And the big 3-run triple by that man, Chet Morgan. And the Twins are off and running here in the top of the 8th inning. And lead it by a score of 16-6. And the entire bench up off their seats to give Tom Krause, their manager, some recognition as he drives in a run, as he gives up himself to drive in that run with a soft ground ball to the right side. So 4 runs have come across, and now Dwayne base hit center field. So Dwayne Welty with a base hit. That's Dwayne's first hit of the ball game. Hit number 17 now for the Twins of Puget Sound in the Seattle, Washington area. Nikolai Brown. First pitch swinging. He skies one to center field, and this ball is going to be caught. So Lawrenson out in center field. He has been perfect defensively for the Phils. So a fly ball to center field. That's 2 down, and the red-hot Tony Rodriguez. He has tripled and singled in his first 2 times up and is 0 for 2 his last 2 times up. Change up upstairs for ball 1 to him. A 4-run top of the 8th inning. One ball, no strikes, and a strike called. That evens the count 1-1. Again, Friedrich in his 8th inning of relief work here for the Fightin' Phils. Two balls and 1 strike. Now we started right around 10 o'clock. And here's a chopper out in front of the plate. Ken bobbles it. Does he have time to throw him out? And I don't know. He pulled his foot. That'll be an error on the pitcher, and that will extend a 4-run top of the 8th inning for the Twins. And just to upset Ken, we thought we'd replay that one. Nice job, Mike. What you got against Ken out there? He's working hard. He's in his 8th inning of work. He's a true gamer.
If you look at the play, it was a great stop. It was actually a great stop. It was a middle hot for even a major league pitcher to feel that on that day. Just showing off his skill.
Yeah, it was a good stop. And you're right about that in-between hop, and also it was one of those, it was so slowly hit. He had the big swing, and you're expecting this thing to be rifled back towards you, and that is it's a tougher play than it looks. Well, here's Todd, who has been on base all 4 times. He's got first and second with 2 out, and he swings and he misses. Todd has walked and scored, singled in a run, scored a run, doubled and scored, and singled again back in the 7th inning. "16 runs, 17 hits for the Twins." Bouncing ball down to third, and he will not get it. That one gets through, and it will be bases loaded again for the Twins. And they have been impressive with runners in scoring position in this game. Like 12 of 22 with runners in scoring position in the game, plus they've had 5 walks. So Jeff Meyer, the shortstop, who made a tremendous play in the top of the inning on a deflected ball that was hit back to the mound off the pitcher's glove. Jeff's momentum was going towards the bag at second. He had to change his momentum and then do an awkward pass throw as he drives one up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Another run is in, and it's 17-6. RBI single for Jeff Meyer, the shortstop. So he made this awkward throw and got the runner at second base on the fielder's choice, and that ended the inning in the top of the 8th. So it's 17-6 in favor of the Twins here. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. I checked at the top of the 8th inning. 19 hits in total now, and Doug Harris. Doug Harris has walked. He's got a 2-run single. He has walked actually 2 times and struck out in 4 tries. And pops that one straight back foul. For Meyer, and I really didn't have a chance to tell what he's done at the plate. He reached on an error in the first. Overall, 3 singles, hit into a double play. He's 3 for 5 with 3 runs scored. Jeff Meyer, who stands at first base. Doug Harris with the bases loaded. 2 out. Smash foul down the left field line, and we'll do it again. It has been a 5-run inning. This is the 4th multi-run scoring inning for the Twins. Ken Friedrich in his 8th inning of relief work and trying to work out of a bases-loaded jam here in the top of the 8th inning. 2 down, the pitch. And he pops it up. I don't think anybody's going to get to that one. It wasn't hit all that high. Yeah, just a gorgeous day for baseball here from Goodyear Baseball Park, the winter home of the Reds and the Cleveland Indians.
Guardians.
I will never call them the Cleveland Guardians. Never. I know it. I'm not going to do it. Bases loaded, 2 out the pitch. Hammered to deep left field, and look out. I think he might have taken out a bug over there. Doug Harris hit that ball hard. He straightens that one out. That might be the second bases clearing, bases loaded triple. Here's a shot. That's fair. Down the line, and it skips away from the left fielder. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And Harris has a 2-run double. And the hit parade continues, their second 7-run inning. So the Twins just continue to be impressive offensively. That is 4 RBIs now for Doug Harris, and Darren Smith will be the batter. Thought they were calling him Dave over there in the dugout, but it's Darren Smith. And he's had a nice day at the plate here, and he swings and pops it up, and can the catcher make the play? No. As that one falls safely into the screen. Well, he had a 2-run single in the first, and he's 1 for 4. Twins batting, they have put 7 more runs up on the board and now currently lead at 19-6. We have to get Price Waterhouse out here to tally all the runs. And a little chopper, just foul. Well, everybody in the Twins lineup has batted. On deck for Puget Sound is the man who started this inning off with a base on balls, and Dave Carlton. Second and third occupied, 2 out, 7 in. And we still got 25 minutes left to play here. In the 3-hour time limit, the rule is, and I know most of you, if not all of you, know that you cannot start a new inning after 3 hours of play. A new inning. That means you can't start at top of the inning once the 3-hour threshold has been surpassed. He swings and he misses, and that'll retire the side. So a strikeout there, and a big inning once again. Their second 7-run inning. Ken Friedrich and the Phillies will be back as they trail 19-6. We go to the home half of the 8th inning, and we may very well play a complete 9 here. Still got about 20 minutes in that 3-hour threshold. So the Fightin' Phils now trail it 19-6. Well, it's been a good game if you take away the top of the first and the top of the 8th inning. Swing and a miss for Puget. Puget, a base hit, a walk. He has scored a run. Padilla and Bonelli to follow. Let's see if the Phils can fight back and get some runs here against Stephen Kolwitz, who is in his 8th inning of relief work. There's a swing and a miss. A couple of strikes on the right-handed hitting cleanup hitter for Michael Dreyfus and his East Coast Phillies. Strike 3 called, a beautiful breaking pitch. Boy, Steve has done a great job. He came in relief after Scott Miller, the starting pitcher, had a little control issues and faced the first 7 batters. 1 up and 1 down, and Padilla will bat for the 4th time. Walked in a run back in the first inning. Singled and reached on a fielder's choice. It takes high and tight. 1 ball, 1 strike to him. And a base hit into left field for Damian Padilla. Now Damian is going to be, I think, lifted for a courtesy runner here. That is the first hit, as Puget will now courtesy run down at first base. It's been the first hit since the 6th inning. And that's hit number 9 for the Phillies. First pitch swinging, Bonelli, and a nice running catch. And I'll tell you what, the defense has been really stellar at shortstop, led by Jeff. Jeff Meyer races over to make this catch. So there's 2 down in the inning for the Phillies here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Osberto Perez will take the first pitch for ball 1. Walked in a run back in the first inning. He's 0 for 2. Runner at first, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. Big swing and a miss. Well, through the first 4 games, the Puget Sound Twins have given up a grand total of just 12 runs. That's pretty good for the MSBL. That was a nice running catch by Jeff Meyer. He's been one of the defensive sensations here, and he's going to get an opportunity. Stays down on the ball nicely, get it over to his second baseman. Couple of nice plays by the Twins shortstop, and we are heading to the top of the 9th inning. They lead 19-6. You're watching the 34th Annual Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series. We're going to keep it right here at the ballpark. And get a chance to watch the Phillies come out onto the field and warm up here. We get a wide shot of Goodyear Baseball Park, opened up in 2009. Along with our engineer, Mike Caratanudo. Have you ever been called an engineer? Do they even offer an engineering degree at ASU?
Well, it's more than they offer at Ohio State. So.
So Mike Caratanudo having a good time here at Goodyear Ballpark. Don't touch me ever again. As the Twins come up for what will be their final time in this game. Well, he is a huge Arizona State fan. I'm, of course, from Ohio, so you know who I root for. The 5th-ranked Buckeyes. And so that rivalry will probably never diminish between Mike and I as we get ready to go here. Top of the 9th inning. 19-6 in favor of the Twins. And Dave Carlton batting. Dave has had a big day. His first 2 times up, RBI hits, an RBI single, run scored in the first. He had a 2-run double in the second. He walked and scored last inning, and he leads things off here in the top of the 9th inning and takes a strike from Ken Friedrich, who is not going to get a complete game, but he is in his 9th inning of relief. Now, if Ken was in the major leagues and it would do what he is doing today, he would probably they'd have to pay him like $20 million a year because he's eating up so many innings. He probably would finish with, over 200 innings in relief. That ball is hammered. It's foul. No, that's a fair ball down the line. Down the line. And heading into second is Carlton. And that is his second double of the day. And he leads off the top of the 9th inning with a big 2-base hit. It's really hard. It's hard for us to see if that's fair or foul from this vantage point. A little bit of an optical illusion. So Dave Carlton's at second base in a 19-6 lead for the Twins. Hit number 21 for the Twins. Chris Williams batting for the first time. Popped him up, and this one is going to probably land safely, and should have got that. I mean, Todd down there, number 10, he was bailing out on that one. I don't know why he didn't park himself under that and make the catch. So Chris Williams batting for the first time. Big day at the plate, 14 of 25 with runners in scoring position and 5 walks for the Twins. 1-1 to count. Top of the 9th inning. A leadoff double by Dave Carlton. He's at second base at the top of your screen. Lifted in the air. Boy, they are really playing deep, and that's going to drop in for a hit. Carlton moves 90 feet up to third base. And that'll be a base hit for Williams coming off the bench for the Puget Sound Twins. 22 hits now in total. So Tom Krause will send up another new hitter, first time up in the lineup. And this is Jeff Austin. One ball and no strikes. Friedrich in his 9th inning of relief. The check of the runners, the pitch, and that's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the top of the 9th inning. Had another baseball tidbit for you. 1961, the year Mike Caratanudo turned 10. That's how old he is. Is that one inside 2-1? Roger Maris broke the all-time single-season record for home runs with 61, previously held by the Bambino, Babe Ruth. How many times was he intentionally walked in that season? That's foul. Look out, Mr. Townsend, down there in the coach's box. How many times did Roger Maris, the entire season, how many times was he intentionally walked? Now remember, Mickey Mantle was hitting him in front of him. He hit 54. He got hurt late in the season, or he might have broke Babe Ruth's record that year. Chopping ball, knocked down by the third baseman, and they go the short route and cannot make the play. So now the bases are loaded, and we have said that quite a few times in this game. So the bases are loaded and nobody out.
I'll say
Chet Morgan coming up.
35.
Mike says 35 times Roger Maris was intentionally walked in 1961 in his record-breaking season. The first pitch popped him up. This is playable, and the catcher, he's got it. That is a very difficult play for the catcher, and he made it look quite easy. So there's one down here in the top of the ninth inning. Bases remain loaded, one out. Morgan had 2 triples in the game and really scorched the ball. Had a 3-run triple his last time up, but he's retired here. And now here's Tom Harmon Killebrew Krause batting for the second time. He drove in a run his first and only time up in the 8th inning. And he bats for the second time. He's 0 for 1. And he lines one up the middle. That is a base hit. The shortstop will come up with the ball behind the bag, but not before Tom Krause drives in his second run producing at bat, and it's 20-6. They come to their feet here at Goodyear Ballpark. And now the capacity crowd is asking Tom to tip his cap. He's a modest guy and probably won't. Bases remain loaded. One out, bases remain loaded for Dwayne Welty. Inside, ball one. So two balls, no strikes. Roger Maris, believe it or not, the guy hit 61 home runs that year, was never intentionally walked. Can you believe it? And the only reason I think I actually got that one right before looking up the answer, because I thought, well, it's probably a trick question. Good pitch there by Friedrich in his 9th inning of relief. Yeah. Well, you got Mantle getting on base a lot. And it's 2 strikes on Welty. Oh, I'm sorry. That's strike 3 called. I was looking away from this in this 20-6 game, so a strikeout, 2 down. That was the 6th at bat for Welty. I was trying to get my scorecard up here. Welty had been on base 3 of the 6 times, 2 walks, a single back in the 8th inning, and he scored twice. So a good day at the plate for Dwayne Welty. And now Nikolai Brown looking for his first hit of the ball game with the bases loaded. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 9th inning and a 26 lead for Puget Sound. Hammered to left field, holding up and over the head of the left fielder. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Nikolai Brown will waltz in with a 3-run triple, and it's 23-6. So Brown, his first hit is a big one, a base-clearing 3 RBI triple. Now Tony Rodriguez. That is the 4th triple of the day for the Puget Sound Twins. And one of them came off the bat of the right-handed hitting Tony Rodriguez. And a smash up the middle, and that's a base hit, and another run is in. A sensational play out there in center field to keep that ball at bay and hold the third-place hitter of the Twins to a long single. Well, they continue to get the job done with runners in scoring position, and talking about the Puget Sound Twins. Todd is coming to the plate. He has walked and scored, RBI singled and scored, doubled and scored, singled and scored again. He is 4 for 4 with a walk, an RBI, and 4 runs scored. So he might be our offensive player of the day, though might have to analyze that a little bit better. He's at least at the top of the list. Morgan had a 3-run triple and then another triple, a walk and a couple of 3 RBIs. I'd have to say that Todd would be your offensive player of the game, and maybe your player of the game might be the pitcher, Steve Kollwitz, who I'm sure we'll see as this one is hit down the line, and that's out of play. Top of the 9th inning, 4 runs have come across here. The Twins have put 11 runs up on the board over the last 2 frames, and looking for more here with a runner at first and 2 out. So the Vikings lead the Eagles here 24-6. And that's popped up into right field. The right fielder has a nice long running catch, and John will take care of business to retire the side, and we're heading to the bottom of the 9th. All right, back here at Goodyear Ballpark, you're getting a wide shot of this spectacular stadium, the winter home of the Reds and the Indians. The Puget Sound Twins with a commanding lead. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning here. Jeff Lowry along with Mike Caratanudo from the ballpark. And this will be the final frame, as we have already surpassed the 3-hour threshold. Cannot start a new inning after that has been achieved. And Steve is out there for yet another inning. So both pitchers here, Kent Friedrich and now Steve Kollwitz, have pitched, or probably will pitch, the final, or at least in 9 innings of play. That's pretty impressive, and I've never seen that happen before. In fact, that we've just been told this is the first time in Msbl World Series history that, and we're obviously taking for granted that Kollwitz is going to go ahead and finish out the inning. 2 pitchers in 9 innings of pitching in relief. That's never happened in the 45 Cactus in the entire history of this World Series. So Cochran is up there. Takes a big, healthy cut. Well, the one thing that, and we talked about the standings, really bunched up. See if I can kick us off again. And that's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. Good job there, out number 1. Now Denome, the outstanding catcher, he's had a big day here today. So the standings, you had Sonoma 2-0-1, and they were in first place coming in. The only undefeated team in the 45 Division II standings. And then you have 4 teams tied at 2-1. The Utah Rockies, who beat Puget Sound. Puget Sound 2-1. As this one's chopped down to third base, Archer won't have a play, and that'll be an error. Well, he's played pretty flawless here today. So Denome is aboard with 1 out and with 1 out, a runner at first, and here's Pinion. So you've got 4 teams: Utah, Puget Sound, Fresno, and Arizona Giants, all at 2-1. And I said Puget Sound had given up 6 runs. I stand corrected. 9 runs coming in 3 games. So a 3 ERA. Maybe I did say that. And they've given up 6 here. So with 15, you kind of would imagine their runs allowed are going to be the same. And, well, they didn't execute that play very well. It's been kind of a long game for both these teams. So the Phillies have something going here. They'd rather have a couple of base hits. They reach on back-to-back errors by the defense. Here's Lawrenson, who's had a great game out in center field today. So Puget Sound 3-1. They play Sonoma tomorrow afternoon at Maryvale. And that's going to be a game we're going to have on APN Sports. I don't want to say that too loud because it's a surprise. Lawrenson 1 for 3 at the plate. Batting here in the bottom of the 9th. Hit that one off the handle and under the glove, and all hands are going to be safe. I tell you what, I think that's going to go as an infield hit because Lawrenson runs too well, and I don't think it would have been very close. And I think, in my opinion, that's an infield hit. That's the 10th hit of the day. So the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 9th inning. We go back to the top of the order, and John Quiroz takes the first pitch, ball 1. Hammer, base hit left field. His second consecutive RBI single. Actually, last time he drove a double and drove in 2 runs. He's got 3 on the day. So John has got it done in the field, and he's gotten it done at the plate. And remember, he was the starting pitcher here today. So they go station to station, and it's 24-7. 3 RBIs now for John, and here's a line drive base hit for Dreyfus. Let's look at that one again on our APN Sports replay. Now, he mashed that ball. So 2 runs have come in, bases remain loaded, and here's Geiger. Geiger's looking for his first hit. And a looper to right field. This ball's going to be in there for a hit. 1 run is going to score. And a good strong throw will hold the runner. Bases remain loaded. And it's 24-9. It's a 3-run inning. All runs are unearned so far. That was a good piece of hitting by Geiger. Again, he just went with the pitch, didn't try to do too much with that pitch, and he drives a base hit down the right field line. Now the cleanup hitter, Eric Kuzja, has 1 hit in 3 tries and a walk and a run scored. He takes outside ball 1. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. A 3-run inning for the Phillies as the fighting Phils fighting back. In there for a strike. One ball and 1 strike on the right-handed hitter. And a chopping ball down the third. They'll go the short route, get the fielder's choice, and the throw to first is in time. And this one belongs to the Twins. Well, a fine pitching performance in relief. As you check the last out of the game, and what a job there by Stephen Kolwitz, who wears number 2. He's in there somewhere, and he is our APN Sports co-player of the game, along with cleanup hitter Patrick Todd, who was perfect at the plate today. I'd like to thank both teams for participating in today's game. Patrick Todd, just a big day at the plate, at 4 runs scored. And the final score here from Goodyear Baseball Park is 24-9 as the Twins move to 3-1. And what about the manager, Tom Krause? 2 at-bats, 2 RBI at-bats. And all smiles for the Twins. Sign off. This has been APN Sports. For Mike Caratanudo, I'm Jeff Lowry. And good luck the rest of the way to these 2 teams at the 34th Annual Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series. So long, everybody.